VideoMax Limited presents Midstate Magazine with your hosts, Laura Owens and Brian Cicerello. The news with Angel McTire and Brad Melvin. State of the Arts with Kelly Delaney and Nikki Gresco. Out of the Box with Kristen Fox. In Layman's Terms with John Layman. And special reports from Brad Slater and Kendra Cruz. And now from America's friendliest city, Midstate Magazine, with your hosts, Laura Owens and Brian Cicerello.
Hello and welcome once again to Midstate Magazine. I'm Brian Cicerello.
And I'm Laura Owens. Well, Brian, what'd you think?
About what?
March. Do you think it came in like a lion?
Well, I'm no weather expert, but I think it's safe to say that it came in rather warm at least.
And just in time for spring break. So do you have any plans?
Me? Plans? Yeah, right, I wish. How about you?
Well, I was thinking about maybe going on a yodeling excursion to Switzerland, or maybe down to this animal thing in Florida. I'm not sure.
Oh,
exactly.
do they have crocs there?
I didn't think you liked the crocodile hunter.
I don't know. I was hoping maybe you'd get eaten.
That's horrible.
Well, no, that's lunch.
That's terrible.
That's entertainment.
Speaking of entertainment, what do we have on this week's show?
Well, I'd say we have a ton, nay, even a plethora of segments. First, we have Angel and Brad with the news, and of course, then we have those lovely ladies, Nikki and Kelly, with State of the Arts. Plus, we have a new segment called Tech Talk with Jim Crone on today's show. We also have Kristen Fox with another edition of Out of the Box, and we're going to take another trip down on the farm with Bob.
Whew! Well, while Brian catches his breath, I guess we better get this show rolling. So here's Angel and Brad with this week's news.
Welcome to another edition of Midstate Magazine News. I'm Angel McTire.
And I'm Brad Melvin. The demand for equal rights is increasing as women are being abused in their very own homes around the world without any hope for justice. Peoria resident Razia Ahmed is trying to help these women by forming a new organization called Women for Humanity. The organization was started by Ahmed to bring awareness to and hopefully end the intense discrimination of females around the globe. Women for Humanity is already helping promote women's rights by co-sponsoring Peoria's upcoming ceremony marking International Women's Day, which takes place on March 8th. Other sponsors include Amnesty International, Peoria National Organization for Women, Peoria Area Peace Network, and others. A candlelight vigil is being scheduled from 7 to 8 p.m. during the ceremony on Bradley University's Olin Quad. Petitions also will be circulated during the vigil supporting the ratification of the United Nations Convention that will focus on the elimination of all forms of discrimination against women.
Many animals are left without homes during these cold winter months, but thanks to Peoria's Paws Adoption Center and the community, homeless cats and dogs can become a part of a caring family.
Isn't it amazing to think that the Peoria Animal Welfare Shelter takes in 100 to 150 animals just like him every week. Fortunately, they are able to place about 30% of them in loving homes.
Just yesterday morning, they let me know you were gone. Suzanne, the plans they made put an end to you.
According to manager Lauren Malmberg, the Peoria Animal Welfare Shelter took in 8,200 animals in 1999.
We accept anything that walks, crawls, flies, swims, anything.
With the abundance of animals at the shelter, paid staff does not have the time to devote that extra tender loving care that volunteers provide.
So we have a program of volunteers where the dogs get walked every day. People help us with grooming and bathing. People help us with handling the cats and socializing them a little bit, just getting them some human interaction during the course of the day.
Volunteers also try to troubleshoot over the phone before someone brings their animal to the shelter.
Once the person's made the effort to bring it down, they usually don't take it back home and try anything new. Once the animal's here, it usually stays here, so we always accept them.
Accepting the challenges that come along with working at the shelter makes Lauren's job difficult at times.
I don't know that euthanasia is the hardest part for me. I think the hardest part is watching someone bring in a pet that they've had for 2 or 3 years and walk away and leave it here.
I won't make it any other way. Oh, I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you again.
The happiest parts are when people who've lost their pet find them and they're able to get them home. And so it's really nice when someone who's, panic-stricken and calls us and says, my dog got out, and we can say, we think we might have your dog here. That to me is the happiest part.
Turn your head around.
This is Christine Byers reporting for Midstate News.
The American Heart Association and local resource and medical officials are working together to inform the public on better life-saving systems, which could save 50,000 people a year in the United States. The two groups kicked off a Peoria area campaign to better the odds of cardiac arrest and heart attack victims on Wednesday, February 23rd. Operation Heartbeat is a national program to improve survival rates. The program hopes to strengthen a chain of survival methods, which include early access to a 911 emergency medical services system, early CPR, early defibrillation, and early advanced medical care. The Operation Heartbeat Task Force is planning a mass CPR training day in April.
Trans World Express will restore flights to St. Louis, which were stopped on January 10th. The Greater Peoria Regional Airport is extending this service because they hope to expand all flights to hub airports. Peoria Airport Director Fred Traub says the new jet service was restored to compete with rival airlines United Express and American Eagle. The new jets will offer 50 seats to the public. The service will also give Peoria 10 daily jet departures among 26 total outbound flights for the month of March.
Community Word newspaper has been an effective way for Peoria area citizens to voice their opinions for nearly 25 years. Midstate's Megan Galbraith has more.
The Community Word has been serving Peoria for nearly 25 years. It provides the city with an intimate look inside. One of the more unusual characteristics is that it is processed primarily from the home.
Bob Runner bought the Community Word 6 years ago and has expanded the paper to cover only community news of Peoria. The paper began with a small group of women.
I think a group of 4 or 5 or 6 women who got together and decided they wanted to have a community or neighborhood newspaper, and they started it, and it was called the West Bluff Word. It was a neighborhood newspaper and little stories about neighborhood things that were going on and stuff. And it started changing direction probably before I bought it. It became a little more broader scope. They changed the name of the paper from the West Bluff Word to the Community Word.
Although the name of the paper has since changed, the readers remain the same.
Probably because we're pretty unique. I think, it's been around for so long too. I mean, there are people who have grown up with this newspaper and gotten old with this newspaper, and I don't think any other paper in town covers things in depth as much as we do. Maybe the Observer does.
Another reason the readers are loyal to the paper is because it is distributed freely to the community.
It's not a big revenue producer. It's more of a hobby, fun type of thing.
The paper's success is seen in the dedication of the staff and personal enjoyment of writing for the residents of Peoria.
I think writers write because they have something to say, and for this particular paper, they have something in particular to say to this community.
Debbie Adolph is one of the staff reporters who shows interest in the city's issues.
Always lots of issues of interest, but because it's a community newspaper, you have to focus on the community. Mm-hmm. And all the city could benefit from reading some of the articles, I think.
The hard work and dedication the staff gives to the paper is how they continue to spread the word of the community.
Well, I think people who haven't read it ought to go out and try to find one, and they'd be surprised. There's a lot of neat stuff to read in it, and it's just almost like a little magazine as well as a newspaper, so I think people should check it out if they haven't.
Megan Galbraith, Midstate Magazine.
A man who was searched for drugs on a bus and a minor who was frisked by police for allegedly concealing a gun will take their cases to the U.S. Supreme Court next week. The police in both cases found illicit evidence. The defendants claim that the authorities illegally searched them for the drugs and weapon. The Fourth Amendment, which protects against unreasonable searches, would be the alleged criminal's main defense. A ruling in their favor would result in the reduction of police authority around the nation. On the other hand, the Supreme Court may rule against the defendants and increase the power of police to randomly question citizens and search them. Albert Alschuler, criminal procedure expert and professor of law at the University of Chicago, said the court has expanded police power inch by inch and will likely rule in giving favor of police forces even more authority.
Matt Hale, white supremacist and leader of the World Church of the Creator, announced that he is again broadcasting his cable access television show. The program originally began in 1990 and ended in 1997. They were first produced to exhibit the views of the World Church of the Creator. Hale's new shows will air twice a week in East Peoria and are scheduled to debut March 2nd. The first show will highlight the life of Benjamin Smith, a member of Hale's church who went on a killing spree this past summer. While targeting minorities, Smith killed 2 people and injured many others, and later committed suicide. Hale says the show will focus on what kind of man Smith was.
Thank you for watching this edition of Midstate Magazine News. I'm Angel McTire.
And I'm Brad Melvin. Back to you, Brian and Laura.
Thanks again, Angel and Brad. You know, that was one of my favorite words you just used.
Oh, what's that, plethora?
Yeah, did you ever see the movie Three Amigos with Chevy Chase and Martin Short? Yes, I would say you have a plethora of sweaters. Okay, well, I guess you have to know what I'm talking about to understand what I'm saying.
I guess so. Well, I'll tell you what. While Laura explains her fascination with the word plethora to me, why don't you folks at home take a commercial break? We'll be right back.
Diabetes. There are a world of reasons to get a dilated eye exam. Because diabetic eye disease doesn't have to take away your sight. If you need any more reasons, just look around you.
Fruits and vegetables. You know, you ought to eat more of them. Yeah, eating 5 servings a day is a great way to stay healthy. You'll feel better and you'll have energy, too. Yeah, that's what the people from the National Cancer Institute say. After all, you are what you eat.
All kids have trouble staying within the lines. With some, it could be a sign of a learning disability. Call now to help your child. There's no reason to be held back.
Well, we're back. So, Laura, I heard that you went to an excellent concert this past week.
Yes, I did. I got to see Leonard Skinner and ZZ Top. My friend Byron got me some free tickets, so it made it even better.
Free tickets to Skinner and ZZ Top, and you didn't invite your favorite co-host.
It must have just slipped my mind. Sorry.
No, you're not. Anyway, I think we're going to throw it over to Kelly and Nikki in State of the Arts right now. Ladies, why don't you take it away?
Hi, and welcome to State of the Arts. I'm Nikki Gresco.
And I'm Kelly Delaney. Shortly after the not-so-civil war in America, the newly liberated slaves were free, but poor. So many migrated down the no-cost highway of the Mississippi River to New Orleans. A new form of music rose out of that experience. It would be called jazz. After World War I, racism reared its ugly head in the South, and the great jazz clubs closed down.
Mississippi, led by Louis Armstrong, migrated back up the Mississippi to Chicago and gave birth to a whole new form of music, came to be called the blues. We're happy to bring you a sample of that music now with a great contemporary Chicago blues band. Here are Princess Lydia and the Blue Knights featuring King Solomon on the keyboard with Sweet Home Chicago.
Hey, come on, baby. old place, sweet home Chicago. Oh, 1 and 2 is 3, 3 and 6 is 9. Give me some of yours and I will give you some of mine. Hey, baby, don't you wanna go back to that same old place, sweet home Chicago? Hey, hey. Is 9. Give me some of yours and I will give you some of mine. Hey, baby, don't you wanna go back to that same old place, sweet home Chicago? Hey, come on, come on, come on, come on, hey, come on, come on, come on, hey, back to that same old place, sweet home Chicago. Oh yeah.
Thank you so much, Princess Lydia and the Blue Knights. That was awesome. And thank you very much for being our guest tonight.
Thanks. And thanks for joining us. This has been State of the Arts again. And back to you, Brian and Laura.
Bye.
Wow, that was great. Princess Lydia and the Blue Knights featuring King Solomon on keyboard. Sweet Home Chicago, definitely one of my favorite tunes.
I don't know. You know, I always like Sweet Home Alabama from Leonard Skinner.
Well,
but
yeah, well,
I'm still in that concert mood.
Yeah, you got the free concert last week.
Yeah.
No, it's a great blues, soul tune. I always love hearing it. That's why I'm happy that I'm from Chicago. Jazz Fest, you get to hear that stuff all the time.
You get a lot from Chicago. Well, anyway, there's more fun to come after the break. Stay tuned.
Diabetes. There are a world of reasons to get a dilated eye exam. Because diabetic eye disease doesn't have to take away your sight. If you need any more reasons, just look around you.
Class, this is Eurasian water milfoil. Hi! It has no legs, so it can't walk, and no wings, so it can't fly, and no motor. So how does milfoil travel from lake to lake, causing so many problems? The answer is you and me. Milfoil simply hops on boats, trailers, anchors, and sporting equipment. Pretty smart for a weed.
Thank you.
Let's outwit milfoil by removing aquatic plants every time we trailer our boats. Clean boats mean clean waters.
Welcome back. Well, Bri, I know this has absolutely nothing to do with anything, but did you hear about the groundskeeper who got attacked by his foliage?
No, is he going to be okay?
Well, the doctors say he's going to be fine, but he's still feeling a little bushed. Get it? Bushed?
That was bad, Laura. That was really, really bad. I think you're trying too hard.
What can I say? You're having that effect on me.
Oh, so now you're going to blame me for you telling all these bad jokes.
Well, yes, I guess I would. You know, I am a product of my environment. Anywho, we have a new segment this week. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it, Bri?
Well, Tech Talk is a little segment that we'll be doing to cue y'all in on the latest and greatest, or at the very least, the exceedingly interesting and useful gadgets and services available to you, the consumer. Our Tech Talker is Jim Ed Crone, a young man with a knack for news and an interest in innovation.
All right, sounds great. Why don't we send it over to Jim? Jim?
Hello and welcome to Tech Talk. I'm Jim Crone. What do you like best about the internet?
Is it the ability to download the latest software, read current news, or talk to friends and family via email? Well, one thing you might not have thought of is instant messaging. Instant messaging is sort of like email, only it allows you to have a live conversation. Small text messages are sent back and forth between two people using IM or instant messaging programs. The two big players in the online market are AOL's Instant Messenger and ICQ. Both are available for the PC and Mac. You can get AOL's Instant Messenger at www.aol.com, and you can find ICQ at download.com. MP3 has been a hot buzzword in the online community over the past year. MP3 is a file format that allows CD-quality audio to be compressed down to a very small size. Many people in the music industry are concerned about the possibility of pirating music now that small file sizes have made it so portable. Others think that MP3 is a benefit to the industry because it helps get the music out in an increasingly competitive industry. Some studies show that more people will actually buy an album after hearing an MP3 of it. If you are interested in MP3s, you might want to check out ZDNet's Music Center, available at music.zdnet.com. This week's website of the week comes to us from our own backyard. It's the website of the Peoria Area Convention and Visitors Bureau. The website is a great place to find out what's going on here in Peoria. It has information on local attractions, special events, and sporting events. For instance, I can check to see when the next Rivermen game is, or what concerts are coming to town. The site can also help visitors to the Peoria area plan their trip with information on hotels and meeting facilities. You can check out the Bureau's website at www.peoria.org. If you have any suggestions for topics you'd like to see covered here on Tech Talk, be sure to email us. The address is midstatemag@hotmail.com. Be sure to put Tech Talk in the subject line of your message. For Tech Talk, I'm Jim Crone. Now back to you, Brian and Laura.
Well, thanks for that bit of information, Jim. Get it? Bit?
Bite me. B-Y-T-E. Bite me. No more stupid jokes from you, please.
Okay. Well, we do have something worthwhile for you folks instead of our jokes. Kristen Fox is back again with Fox Out of the Box.
Ah, yes. I understand in this installment, Kristen is checking out some flying saucers.
Not quite, Brian. Kristen is showing us a little bit about the wonderful world of ultimate frisbee.
Ultimate frisbee.
Yeah, you got a problem with that?
Well, not at all. I just don't know how an ultimate frisbee was any better than a regular one.
No, it's a game, not an object. It's kind of like football with a frisbee, but not really.
Oh, that helps.
Hey, I'm always there for you. Why don't we let Kristen explain this frisbee phenomenon to us all? Kristen?
Welcome to Out of the Box. Today we're exploring the exciting world of ultimate frisbee. Frisbee has often been recognized as an American pastime. What was previously thought of as a playful game has now evolved into a series of formal sports and international associations, the most popular being ultimate frisbee.
Ultimate frisbee is a game which combines the best elements of soccer, basketball, and football. Here to explain more about the rules of the game is Adam Vernier from Buff.
Some of the basic rules are that you can't run with the disc. When you have the disc, you have to stand in one spot and pivot on a foot like in basketball. If there's a turnover or possession of the disc changes, then the play keeps going and it doesn't stop like in football, and you just keep on playing. It's a no-contact sport. If you do touch with some other person and it interferes with their catching of the disc, it's a foul. And the biggest rule is spirit of the game, which is basically sportsmanship and everyone have a good time in the honor system. So if you're out of bounds or you fouled somebody, it's your own call to call it, and it's basically the honor system everywhere. Happens at all levels of the sport, from little college teams like us up to the world championship teams in the world championships. It's all in the honor system, and you make your own calls. There's no coaches, there's no referees, there's no umpires. Everybody's your own referee.
Adam also demonstrated some basic techniques.
So you got the forehand throw, the backhand throw, and what we call a hammer throw, which is an overhead throw. It goes over your head like this.
Do you still do that?
It's the same grip as the forehand throw, except you want to go up and over your head, like this.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm trying to go for you.
Adam and Bill showed us more about ultimate frisbee.
I would do what's called marking him, or marking the disc. I'm going to stand on this side of him so he can't throw to this side of me because I'm in his way. I count to 10. As soon as he picks up the disc, I start counting. I say stall 1, stall 2, stall 3. And if I get all the way to 10 and he hasn't thrown it, I say, haha, my disc.
Can anyone play Ultimate?
Officially, there's a junior division, there's a open division, and then there's a masters division for people over 40, I think. So anybody can play Ultimate. Hopefully this year we can recruit enough women to start a women's team so that they compete right alongside of us instead of being a mixed gender team. Because in the fall, although there is a co-ed division in the fall that you can play girls and guys together, in the spring it's either open or women's.
What do you see in the future of Ultimate Frisbee?
It was the 30th anniversary last year, so Ultimate's 30 years old. It's been getting bigger and bigger every year, and I don't expect it to stop.
The truth is, many people are unaware of Ultimate Frisbee's existence. I hope learning more about the sport has shed some light on an otherwise unrecognized activity. From Midstate Magazine, I'm Kristen Fox.
Thanks, Kristen.
Wow. Now, if only I could throw a Frisbee straight.
You can't throw a Frisbee?
Well, you see, I've got this nasty hook. The safest place to be when I'm throwing a disc is standing in front of me about 30 yards away.
Thanks for that advice. And for some more advice on the agricultural variety, here's another farm report from Mr. John Deere himself. Let's travel down on the farm with Billy Bob Jacobs. Billy Bob.
If you want fresh eggs, you better keep your rooster happy.
Thanks, Billy Bob.
Why are you calling him Billy Bob?
Because isn't that how all farmers are named, with either a name Billy added to the front of their name or a boy added to the end of their name? And I think he's more of a Billy Bob than a Bobby Boy, don't you think?
Yeah, well, apparently not as much as you do. You see, this isn't the Waltons, dear. I happen to think he looks a little more like our boss.
Oh, yeah, right.
You know, you've been awful goofy this week. Did you hit your head or something?
Me? Goofy? I always kind of like Donald Duck myself. I mean, you know.
You're out to get me, aren't you?
Now, why would you say something like that?
Oh, I don't know. Anyway, join us next week when Nikki and Kelly travel to another dimension. A dimension not of sight or sound, but of mind. A dimension where television becomes television. Join us in the Midstate Zone. I'm taking the goofy back for Midstate Magazine. Well, no, I'm bitter at you. I'm bitter for stealing all of my goofiness this week.
Why must you always end with one of those little sitcom segment outtake things?
It's fun. It's funny. Come on, I know comedy. Look at me. Look at my tie.
You're right.
How can I not know comedy with this tie?
You must know comedy if you'd wear something like that.
Well, you know, it's stripes.
Unless your mom picked it out for you.
No. My mom has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with this.
Okay.
This is my own device.
How much did you pay for that tie?
It was free, actually.
Oh, did your friend give it to you?
Yeah, actually, I moved in and it was in the closet, and I said, well,
Hey.
it must be a sign.
That must be a sign.
This tie is for me.
And it's so you,
moi.
too. It's
Well,
so you.
Thank you very much.
You're
I like
welcome.
to
I
think
mean,
so. See, it matches.
Matches what? Your personality?
No, I don't know.
Anyway.
Well, thanks for joining us. For Midstate Magazine, I'm Brian Cicerello.
And I'm Laura Owens. Goodbye and take care.